Well, myfoldbike.com, you have just invented probably the world's most useful product, saving kids' lives, and it's just so easy, it seems. Why didn't somebody invent this before you? Why are you such a genius with such a simple product? Where did this come from?
Okay, so first of all, thank you. I don't think I'm a genius, but definitely, it really came. Like, I think, like all great ideas, from my own personal need. This is already 15 years ago when I had three little kids.
Wow.
I now have a fourth, but my fourth wasn't born at the time, and we were doing the carpooling. We were living on the
Right.
east coast of the US. We were carpooling with the neighbors. I'd drive one day, I'd put my kids carefully in their booster seats, and all the other kids were just shoved in the back. And the next day, somebody else's kids were safe and mine weren't. And we were running in and out of Manhattan and jumping in and out of taxis.
Oh, you were in the States at the time, huh?
Yeah. And we never had any car seats for the kids in the taxis. And if we got a rental car, my parents would visit from the UK and we'd have to juggle these seats from car to car. And we just found that quite a lot of the time, our kids weren't protected with a booster seat because they were in a car that didn't have one. And I wanted to find a way of making something that was so small.
So we're talking about a booster seat. I don't think I said that yet. So this is a kid's booster seat that you could put in your in your pocket, right?
Well, definitely. So look, I like to do a little side-by-side comparison.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
So I have over here. This is a regular booster seat.
Right. Okay. Right. So that lifts the kid up high enough to get on the straps.
What we're talking about is this.
Ah. Wow. You could put that in your purse wherever you go.
Grab and go booster seat. It's more than 10 times smaller than a regular booster seat. It's just as safe.
Wow. And really, so what does this do now? I mean, the other one makes you higher, makes the kid higher, so this, the strap isn't across his mouth, right?
Exactly that. You put a little kid in a regular car seat with an adult seatbelt, and they're fastened. And there's two problems actually. Everyone knows that the seatbelt's in the face or the neck, and it's uncomfortable. The kid puts it with their arm or around the back, which, by the way, is really bad. But one of the bigger problems is the lap belt. Instead of it being on the bones of the hips, it's high up on the stomach. And that's really bad as well, because all the soft organs are there if they get caught in a collision. And a traditional booster seat, they may be big, but they are perfect. Very simple. It lifts the kid up, it puts the kid into the position of the adult, and the seatbelt fits. But the problem is, you can't carry one of these around with you everywhere. It's just way too big. And so what I thought was, could we do the opposite? Instead of lifting the child up to fit the adult seatbelt, could you hold the belt down to fit the child? And that was the idea. I had it.
So there's little like loops on the edge of the seat that the child would sit on that would bring it down to them, right?
So the way my fold works is it's a flat mat. It's got these guides. You pull them out. There's a little lever. It's got 3 settings depending on the size of the child. Set it to the width of the child. And then the child sits on it here. And when they fasten the adult seatbelt, they just hook the lap belt through.
I see. Wow. Actually, your video on Indiegogo is terrific. Man, that video you have, I mean, I don't know who you got from Hollywood to help you do that, but...
Because we've got a great team of people working.
That is wonderful. And this thing is what, only $35, $40 or something like that's it?
Yeah, well, it's going to be $39.99, which we all know is really $40, but... $39.99, but we're selling it now on Indiegogo for $35 if you buy one, and we're selling multiple packs. People are buying 2s, 3s, 6s, 12s. We're even selling 100 packs.
Wow! 100 packs. But more importantly, a couple. I mean, you could put one in the kid's knapsack or whatever, and where he goes, he's got a seatbelt, and you don't have to worry about it. He's safe, right?
The idea is that if the child takes it with them, puts it in the school bag, they can be safe no matter whose car they're in. And people are buying 3s, and they're buying 3s as they're putting one in the bag, they're putting one in the glove box.
So instead of having a bottle of scotch in your glove compartment, you should have the safe one of these.
it's small enough that you can get some good scotch and the
right, and you got money left over to do that. Yeah, I mean, these must be a fraction of the cost of the booster. I don't know what booster seats are, but they're certainly a lot more than this stuff, right?
Look, you can go to Costco when they're stacking them high, and you can get something very cheap.
Yeah.
But this is not expensive. This isn't $100 plus.
I know, that's what I mean. But $35 is neat, so it's easy to have a bunch. And then plus now you said, because you sold so many of these things, I mean, you blew this out of the water in 3 hours on Indiegogo, didn't you? You made your quota.
We were so lucky. I mean, we obviously hoped that people would find this motivating, but in 3 hours we blew through the target.
Wow.
We've already sold around 10,000.
Wow, 10,000. And you were expecting to sell, what, 1,000 if you were lucky?
That was it. That's what we thought. But we've sold in 62 countries. And the beauty of Indiegogo, of crowdfunding, is you can sell to people all over the world.
All over the world.
And it's just been a wonderful experience for us, and true validation that people really do want.
Well, that's the most important. But also, as a marketing or business guy, now you don't have to hire a big international sales force because they all came to you.
It's not just the customers coming. I mean, we've been approached by distributors in countries all over the world who are saying, they'd like to represent us in those countries. Which, again, when you think about the process you'd normally go through as a business to do that, to get the message out and to identify people and to interest them, people are coming to us.
So that's what I mean. You have very little marketing expense now because people are coming to you instead of you having to beat on them and force them to take this. They want it so badly. And particularly the 10,000 items already sold. It's just a few weeks on the campaign. You got a couple more weeks to go. But actually, when you planning to deliver? Because you guys are pretty set up to deliver on time, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, we're telling people that delivery is March next year.
That's terrific. Yeah.
By the end of the campaign, it's 7 months away.
Right.
And we're fairly confident that we're going to do this. We're not one of those campaigns that actually is using the money that we're raising now to deliver the product. We're an established company. We have money from our investors before we went for the Indiegogo campaign. And so we're just on track to deliver this.
So you were set that you already could throw the switch before you started the campaign. You just want to know how big the switch should be.
We just wanted to make sure that we were making enough and not too many. And now
you got to make more.
Our first production run is going to be 5 production runs.
Right.
Well, you got to make more. And you were a guy who had a normal, executive job at a big company running stuff, and now you're just a 2-man operation having the time of your life, aren't you?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, I've worked for some of the biggest companies in the world, all over the world, and those kind of jobs are wonderful and exciting. But here, we're taking something that we thought of, we're bringing it to market, we're getting instant validation from the crowd out there who are telling us what they like about it and what they don't like about it. They tell us what colors we should manufacture it in. Is that not the most amazing thing?
Now that's a great lover. They tell you what they want done. What you should do to make them happy. Yeah, well, people all over the world love you because of MyFold, right? Because they love MyFold. And it's just a wonderful idea. I mean, to save a child's life. I mean, so many people here, at least in the States, we still have a big problem. And you said there's data out there. Half the people don't even use child seats, even though it's a law they have to.
There's some US data from 2012, Pediatric Magazine, so it's a professional source. They said half of kids in America don't have a booster seat when they're carpooling. And it's not because the parents don't love them or don't want them to be safe. Yeah. It's just logistically, it's difficult. You've got a minivan, 6 seats. You can't have 6 booster seats around. And if you suddenly have to ring a friend and say, I'm held up, can you go and pick up little Sally from school? And you haven't planned it in advance. Life is often about being spontaneous, and car seat planning takes the spontaneity out.
Right. Well, you got it. You put it in the glove compartment. You're going to pick up a kid anymore. You put it out. And it's MyFold, MIFOLD.com. That's the way to save your life, save money, save everything, and show the love to you because you're responsible for this. Thank you so much, John. Pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you so much for having us on.
Hi.